Hey there, Rockin' Robin here, Robin's Creative Corner. I'm here with our new project for August. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hello to all my subscribers. Um, I am in awe of the amount of subscribers I've gotten over the past month. I thank you so much and hope you spread the word and help me get more. It's fantastic. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. Bottom of my heart, truly. To all my rockers out there in my group and Facebook, hello, hello. And welcome. If you haven't joined Rockin' Robin's Creative Corner out there on Facebook, shame on you. Let's get going. So what we're doing is making a memory box. And I apologize, I have a fan going because our heat index is 117, I think they said. And so I've been cooling down my craft room, which does not have air conditioning. I have fans. So I'm trying to pipe the air from in the house out here. And I've cooled it down to about, it's about 98 in here, 95-ish. So it's tolerable for me. Most people wouldn't like it, but that's me. So this is one of my memory boxes I made. And I think I've shown this one. And what we're going to be making to fill it is all kinds of stuff. Now, you don't have to make a memory box when we get to this part. You can join and just make all these pieces and parts, because all these things can go in a journal. But this is just one of them, and the different pieces I've made to go in here. And I have one more to show as an example. This one magnetically closes. This is the one we're going to be making. This other one, oh, she's big. This one's huge. This is 12 by 12. And this one, again, if you want to make it to go in a journal, most of these parts and bits you can, but this is, a writing book I put in here, notebook. This is, picture pad, different pictures you can put in there. This is another notebook. This one is, this waterfalls. I love doing waterfalls. Oh, we'll have to make one for this memory box. This is just flip up, flip down, flip open, flip out. So, this is the kind of stuff I make to go in my memory box. This is like a film strip. See? Pockets. More pockets. And there's a nice big picture frame. So this is the kind of stuff we'll be making to go in the memory box. And I will get this all in order at a different point in time, but I don't want to bend anything. So today we're going to concentrate on making the actual box. And I put a cutting guide in the description below. So what we're going to need is chipboard. Now, if you don't have chipboard, there's so many other things you can use, okay? You can use cereal boxes. Take cereal boxes and glue two together. That'll make good heavy, and let that glue dry good. That'll make good heavy piece of cardboard type stuff. You can do this with cardboard. we're going to be covering it with cardstock. So cardstock will really give it strength, okay? So, okay. So just figure out a way you could go about and make this along with me. Now, I need, let's see, I need the top and the bottom both to be the same. So they need to be 9.5 by 7.25. Now you can make any size box you want, but this is the size box I'm making. So I'm going to cut this at 9.5, and this is medium weight, 9.5, and this is what I do. Because I know I can't get two 9.5s out of this. These are 12 by 12. So I just do both at the same time, 9.5. This way I don't get confused. Because sometimes if the cuts are close to each other, like across and down, it can get confusing and I cut it wrong. At least that's me. So these two are now identical. So now I need them to be 7.25. Now this is bent down a little on this side. See how it kind of warped? So I'm going to cut that off. So I'm going to go to 7.25. And do the same with this. 7.25. Okay. I have two pieces identical. Now, if you don't have something to cut your chipboard or your cardboard, you can use a ruler and a pencil and mark it. Mark your board, because this is how I used to do it. I found this one in a reuse it shop. I think a lot of people call them thrift stores. I call them reuse it shops. I don't know why, but I found this one. It's an X-Acto, and this baby is good and strong, and I think I paid $3 for it. So, you know, keep your eye out. If you don't have one, go to these thrift stores, and you'd be surprised what you can find. So, okay. So now we need the flip down closure, which is 9.5 by 1.5. So we have these pieces that are already 9.5. So I just want a 1.5 inch piece off the end of this. Now it doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually is. Okay, there we go. So I have my 9.5 by 1.5. Now I need two sides. I need 9.5 or 9.25. Okay, because why is this smaller? So you have a little lip all the way around the outside edge. It makes it very attractive. Do you have to do it that way? Not at all. But these pieces are already 9.5 long. So I'm going to use them. Actually, 9.25. What do I want to use? This is a little bent, but not bad. Okay. This is 9.5. So I'm going to cut this at 2 inches. I want two of these at 2 inches. One. That one's, see, it's kind of bowed. This chipboard was gifted to me, and so, all right. So these are 9. Now, you know, we could actually leave it at 9.5, and maybe we will, just to keep it simple. We'll leave this at 9.5, and I'll change the measurements. And these are 9.5. So now when you cut the next side, you want to take into account these being on the ends. So we take our ruler, we measure, and this is 7.25, and it's just shy of the quarter. But these are about an eighth thick, maybe. So if I look at this, I can see there's one and maybe two. So this would be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 2 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6, 7 and 6/8. All right, if you want to be exact, but I'm not exact. I have a very tough time being exact. So let me take my pieces. Okay, I have one. There's the other one. This is the lid. Okay, so now I need the 6 3/4. Why did I do 6 3/4? Let me just check that measurement. No, okay, I'm not going to do the lip, that's why. Okay, I'm going to put it just over. I want 7 and the 6/8 by 2, okay? So, I hope that didn't confuse people. So, I want 7 and 6/8, which is just over the quarter mark. There. Make sure that's straight. By 2 inches. If we have to cut it down a little, that's fine. I'd rather cut it down than have it too short. Because you can't fix short, but you can fix big. Okay. Now, to do this one, I'm going to put this right here so I get them the same. Just to see. And that's how I'm going to do that. I'm checking it. Just over, so, yep, okay. Perfect. And 2 inches. 2. Right there, okay. Okay, and if you hear a whirling in the background, I think I already said this. Oh, there. The fan. I've got a fan going. So I'm sorry if it's bothering anybody. But there. So I have 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have the flip down. Now you can make your flip down bigger. But this is 1.5 inches. This is a side. So it's going to come down about that much, which I think is perfect. But you do it the way you want to, okay? And then I have my top and my bottom. All right, so now I'm going to get my my double-sided tape, my masking tape, my cardstock, my glue, and we are going to put this together. I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. That was all of what, a couple seconds for you? Oh, I got all kinds of tapes out, and I decided I have a lot of this. This is from Walmart. It's a cheaper cardstock, but it's a good cardstock. This is just Snow White. I normally don't use white, but I thought, well, let me use it. I have plenty of it. I normally use a color and color coordinate whatever papers I'm going to use, but I really haven't decided on the papers, and I'm going to cover all this anyway. So this is only going to be used to put this together, sort of. Okay, so this is 65 pound. And yeah, it's by American Crafts, color buck. Okay, so I have this, and then I have my masking tape. So there's two ways to put this box together, and I'm going to show you just my way of doing it. I showed in another video a way where you can just use the tape, put everything together with the tape, but I'm going to do a little half and half here. So this is going to be my lid. This is my flat for the lid. So these two are going to go together. So I'm setting that aside. This, oops, set it aside. There you go. This is my bottom. Okay? So I want one side here. I want one side here. Let's get this in the frame. And then I want my other sides here and here. But I want them to be able to lift up, and so on. Alright? So the one way of doing this is taking your cardstock and covering this entire thing. Alright? That's one way. And we might just do it that way because this way everybody's on the same page. So this, as you notice the sides, I don't know if you can see this, but it's about just a tiny little bit over on each side. And the reason for that is when these come up, this is going to go on the outside of them, and that really makes a difference in keeping your box square. Alright, some people think, oh, it doesn't make a difference. Well, when you go to put the lid on and close this box up, yes, it's going to make a difference. So when I cut it just a hair bigger. Remember, I did 2/8 and 1/8 side, and that's why. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is do a little cheat. I have some painter's tape. So I'm going to put the masking tape away. I'm not going to show you that taping method. It does end up being easier, but it does take a little bit to get the hang of. And as I said, I did a video, 2 videos, where I have put together journal with the tape method. Excuse me. So, okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this painter's tape and, oh, maybe this isn't painter's tape. Oh boy. Let me take the masking tape. Never mind. I'll use the masking tape. That comes right off if you don't push it in. End. I don't know where. I thought that was my painter's tape because it was blue. But I do have all different color masking tapes, but that one's a real heavy, strong one, so I don't want to put this on there. So what I'm going to do is line this up perfectly, like that, and just bring it back just a tiny, tiny little bit so that it has room to stand up. You see what I mean? So, this is how I'm going to do it. And did I learn this on YouTube? No, I did not. I learned this from doing. So, as you see, I kind of put it together, but I left a little space. And I'm going to kind of put, and this is a foolproof way too of making, for me, making sure everything's square and straight. So I'm going to put a little piece here, and I'm not putting it tight. You see that? I'm not putting it tight. I'm going to take a little piece here, because the reason I ended up doing it this way is because I had such an issue with getting things square. It would always come out wonky. And it was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Why can't I get it? So then I set it all out and put it all down, and you know, damn, it would be unlevel again, not square. So I said, why do I lay it out and then go do everything? Why don't I just tape it all together or something? So that's what I do now. It's my little cheat. So then if you want, you can bend it this way, or you can bend it this way. But either way, you just make your decision which way you're going to bend it. Okay? Now I have a rainstorm starting, so I may have to sign off till that passes because it'll get really loud in here. So now I'm going to take my 12 by 12. And you can use 8.5 by 11, A4, whatever country you're in. Use what you have, because I'm going to show you how to do this. Ooh, that's like shiny. I don't think that's supposed to be, oh, they're both shiny. Huh, this is weird. I'm not used to that. It's like the backs are kind of shiny. That's strange. You can tell I've never used it. I have like 4 of these. Alright. So, what I'm going to do is look at this and take one of these pieces, and I have to take this perforated edge off because we don't want that coming off in the middle of our box. And yes, here comes the rain. Do you hear it? There it comes. So I'm going to sign off just for a minute. Wait for this rain to pass. It's Florida. It won't last long. Oh, maybe it's stopping already. Well, let's see how far I can go. So there's that. So I need about I want to add more to the top too. So what I'm going to do is piece this paper together. Let me find the, here it is. Let's rip that off real quick. I'm going to put these 2 sheets together. I'm going to use double stick tape. And I'm just letting you listen to the rain with me. Don't fall asleep now. Sounds so nice. I love a good rain shower. And we need the rain so badly. So now I'm just putting these 2 pieces of paper together best I can. And I don't know if that was even, but it's the best I can. And I'm going to put my thing back down. to have an inch all the way around. Alright, I'm going to sign off. Be right back. I just wanted to let you hear the rain for a second. Be right back. Okay, it's me. I'm back again. The rain is finally slowing down. To you, it's been 2 seconds. To me, it's been over an hour. It rained hard. So, anyway, further ado, let's get back to doing what we were doing. So I like to leave an inch on each side for the paper. That to me seems to really work. Having that inch border to fold over. Now these are 2-inch sides, so it'll fold over perfectly. So what I'm going to do is just take my ruler, because it is an inch wide, and I already measured here. So now I'm going to take my craft knife, and what did I do with it? Put that over there, that there, there it is. And I'm going to just slice that paper. My knife must be getting dull. Oh my gosh. Am I doing it the right way? I was doing a lot of chipboard with it, so it might be getting dull. There we go. Okay. I'm going to keep this out. I have the cover for it. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Now what I want to do here is I'm going to take the straight edge here and straight edge here, and let me get this out of the way. What I want to do is get an inch down there, and I don't want this fold in the middle of this, so how am I going to do it? You know what? It's okay. I can work with it. I can work with it. So I want to put this right about here. And you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. Where'd my tape go? It's probably under that paper, so I have another tape here. Now, if you don't have tape, use glue. You don't have to use tape. I just use tape because I have it. I'm going to run tape right here. Now, I have a join right there as it is. So, go. Cut that off. Oh, my tape was right here. Look at that. Okay. Why am I looking frozen? I hope I'm not frozen. Pull this off. I don't know why it's doing that. It's doing like slow motion. Oh, there it goes. Now it's catching up. I don't know. I'm hoping that turns out. I'm just going to, oops, don't you dare stick yet. Get that lined up. There we go. Stick that down. And burnish it really good. Make sure that's good and stuck down. And take this. Gonna figure about an inch up here, inch on each side, and an inch down here. Take my ruler. And the reason I'm using the ruler is to make sure I get an even cut. So that's about an inch. Take that knife. And let's see if I can cut the paper this time. Not very straight, but it's cut. Does it matter that it's straight? Not really, because I'm going to be covering it more anyway. Okay, so we got that far. So now what you want to do is glue this whole thing down on here. Okay? You're going to glue it, but when you glue it, you make sure that these sides are going to bend up, that you've got enough room in your spacing. So here, I can see there's not enough room here, so I'm going to pull that off my tape, and I'm going to space that out just about 1/8 of an inch. And I want to keep it right inside those outside edges. You want it just so it'll stand up like this, right against it. So when I bring it back down, there, that's perfect. So we do that to this side. Now I very lightly put that tape on so it comes right off. So I'm going to stand this up. Tape up, lay it down. Perfect. Do you see that space? But now I have to move it down. I didn't make sure that it was lined up. So I'm going to make sure it's lined up this time. This and this. And there. It's just a little crooked. So I am fanatical when it comes to this kind of stuff. I like it to be. The other thing you can do is take a piece of the chipboard that you cut off. I don't know what I did with it now. Or what I did with the lid part. It's here somewhere. There it is. You can set this in between. And this just fits in there. So that's perfect. And do the same thing right here. Very carefully pull that up. Set up like this. Against it. A little over on each side. Lay it down. Same thing on this side. Set it up. Perfect, lay it down. Oops, let it go down. There. So, we can't be perfect, but we can try it. Right? So this all looks good to me. Everything's going to fold right when I put the paper on. So now how I do it is with double stick tape. Because I've been doing this long time, so I have tons of this. Do you need to go and buy this? No. You can use glue, but I use double stick tape. Now, is that a smart idea, Robin? Sure, why not? I'm going to try this. I've never done it over the whole entire thing before. And take this paper out of here so it doesn't stick to it. And I'm going to run, this is 3-inch double stick tape. Where'd that blade go? Back. Just going to cut that off. But if you have double stick tape and want to do it this way, you can use any size you want. I just happen to have 3-inch because I used to do tons of this stuff. And since I've been in junk journaling, oh, here comes the rain again. So I'm going to get this covered, let this rain pass again. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back again. So, I got all the tape put on. And I took my little tool here and I'm making sure that this is burnished down really well. And I'm gonna just go like that, go like that, there. Okay, now the other thing I like to do, because like I said, I am a bit of a perfectionist, so I just want to check. I'm going to bring this up a little. Okay. What I'm doing here is just making sure that this is in the middle of my paper, and I want to make sure it's pretty even. So yeah, that looks even. So I take my pencil, I'm just going to draw a line. Draw a line down here and a line down here. And all that does for me is guide me when I lay this down. Because with double-sided tape, if you don't lay it down correctly, you're kind of screwed. Maybe I shouldn't use that word, pardon me if it offends you, but that's a fact. Because once this tape sticks, it is stuck. I'm going to pull all this tape off. And like I said, you can use glue. Just make sure you use a decent glue. Don't use a ton of glue, but use a good amount of glue, because you don't want to soak it, but you want to make sure it's going to stick. Now my normal is the art glitter glue, but I have a new favorite which I've never, I'm sticking to it, used on a project yet, and this is going to be the perfect experiment for it. And I'll show it to you in just a second, because see, I not only tape it, because I live here in Florida. If you live in a climate where there's a lot of humidity and stuff, this tape comes undone a little, if that makes sense. So I have this glue, and it is called Aleene's Quick Dry Tacky Glue. And here's the lid, and it sits upside down all the time. I love it. This is my second bottle, and this glue has never clogged on me. It's not as fast drying as the art glitter glue, but it dries pretty quickly. And what I do here is I just glue it as well. Now, is this redundant? Maybe. But I don't want this to come apart. So this is how I do it. Plus, sometimes with the double stick tape, a little bit of glue will let you slide it a little. Okay? So now I'm going to turn this around very carefully. And this is the tricky part. Okay, I'm going to go along this line I made at the bottom and get lined up here. Okay, and just set the edge down. I'm not going to set it down. And then I'm going to not trust. Oh, see? It went totally crooked. Totally crooked. So putting the whole thing together maybe wasn't a good idea. Maybe I should have done the pieces. I tried to be, I don't know, thinking I could do it quicker. Maybe I should have laid it this way. I don't know. But now you see I only have this 1/4 inch. But You know what? It'll work. I'll make it work. Now I want to just take this tape off. I don't want this tape on here. But they did stay the correct amount away. I will say that. That worked. Alright, so I got the tape off. I'm just going to burnish this down really good. Spread that glue. And that glue that I just put on here spreads so nicely. And I don't like that. I want that to be further. So I'm going to try to force that up. Let's see. See, once it's stuck, it's stuck. I may have to redo this because I was just trying to be so whatever. Anyway, we're going to go on. So now I want to just fold all these edges up, fold them up, fold them up, and fold this up. Alright, I'm going to burnish it so I can see where these edges are really good, because now we're going to do a little cutting to make this fit nice. Okay, just going around and burnishing these edges, making sure it's up against that chipboard. Okay, so now what I want to do is cut out these corners. So I'm going to take my scissor and I'm just going to go just shy of that corner, just shy. I'm going to do that all the way around, just shy of that corner. Yep. And last one. Okay. So you see what we have here now? I'm going to fold that up. Fold that over, this over, this over, fold all these over. And this just makes it easier when you go to cut these, so you can see where your corners are. Alright, so now, okay, I'm going to get a pencil so you can see what I'm talking about. What I want to do, let me take a piece of the chipboard I cut off. What I want to do is I want to cut this here and I want to cut it here. But I don't want to cut into that corner. I want to keep it away. So I'm going to put that chipboard there, and that's a little crooked. Let me see if I can get it a little straighter. Yeah, that's better. Alright, let me just erase all these other marks so they're not confusing looking. But see that, how it's going straight across? That's what you want to do with your scissor. You take the corner and you just stay just a hair. See that? Just a hair away from that corner. There. So when you fold this down, fold this over, you have a nice, neat little edge. But, just in case you don't cut it right, keep your corner, because you can fill it in with that, okay? So I'm going to cut all the corners on this whole thing, just like that. Just the corners. Okay. Go. Corner. Okay, corner. So you gotta look at it and figure out where your corner is. There it is. Here's my corner. Okay, here's my corner, and here's my corner. Okay, so all my corners are cut. Let me just check them all. I'll fold them in, fold this down. This looks good. Fold this in, fold this down. This doesn't look so good, so I might want to put something there. Fold this in, fold this down. That looks good. Fold this in, fold this down. This doesn't look so good. So I have my corners here. Now the other thing I want to do is attach these. Okay, I want to bend these up and I want to attach them. So I'm going to attach one to the outside and one to the inside, if that makes sense. So first I'm going to do one side at a time. And I want to fold this up because these are the inside pieces, these are the outside pieces. Remember, these are just a little longer than this. So I want these in first, and I want this to make sure this board is down in along here. You got that? Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do is let me think about this a minute. Yeah, I'm going to glue all these tops down first. Alright? I'm just going to use my glue. And I could use a double-sided tape, but the glue is right here, and here comes the rain again. I can't believe this. It never rains this long. So I'm just going to keep gluing, and hopefully I can edit this and fast forward, and you can listen to the rain for a couple minutes. How's that? Let's hope it slows up and leaves us alone for a little while. Like this. And I put the glue right against the chipboard too, because I want it to adhere. Push it right up against there and glue it down. Burnish it. Okay. Extra glue. Like that. This glue does spread very, very nice. So you really don't need as much. I keep thinking I have to put a lot of glue on. But I don't need to because this actually spreads. It's not like the art glitter glue. It actually spreads out. So see how I push that down so I meet that edge real nice. Push all that glue out. Look at that glue, and I hardly put any on there. And that glue is squishing right out. And look how nice that's holding. Holding very, very nicely. when the rain stops. Okay, the rain is slowing down again. I'll get this video in yet. So what I did while I was waiting for y'all, listening to the rain, it's almost putting me to sleep, I covered my chipboard pieces, and this is normally how I do it. But just as I'm thinking, okay, we're just gonna glue it on and get going on this, I went, wait. I didn't cut my frame out. We have a frame, and this is optional, but we have a frame. And that frame is an opening here with acetate in it, right? So I'm gonna take my ruler, and I want at least an inch frame all the way around. So I'm just gonna take my pencil, and I am going to go around here and mark it. I don't believe it. Here comes the rain again. Alright, so I'm just marking it. And I go past the lines because this way I can see them when I'm cutting. Okay, because this I do with a knife. I cannot do this on a trimmer. If you have a trimmer that'll do it, God bless you. But I just don't. I mean, I do, but I don't know. It just kills the blade. I'm looking for a good knife. I think this one has got a sharp blade on it. I hope anyway. I line my ruler up. Go from here to there. And I hold the ruler down good, and I go right against it. And I just keep slicing. I slice until I feel that cutting board underneath. I just go very, not gently, but gently, if that makes sense. Now I'm right-handed, so I just go over here. And I'm going to do the same thing. Do that all the way around. Now the other thing I wanted to say is, you know, if you have a real good cardstock and you don't want to cover and then cover on top of the cardstock, then by all means, go ahead and use it. You know, if you think you can do it, do it. You know, normally I use a color that's going to coordinate, but I haven't really decided on what I'm going to use yet. So I'm just going with the white. Because white I can cover with anything. Ooh, that was crooked. Keep it straight, Robin. You have a ruler. See, that's why I say go hold the ruler tight, but go slow. Okay, come on. Now, let's see. Let's see where I'm at. Little bit right here I have to get. Okay, it right here somewhere. Maybe it's this way. So yeah, you just work it until you can get it. Almost. I almost have it. And the corners are, you know, they're not easy, but they're very doable. It's not hard. Oh, did I even cut that? Yeah, I did. Yeah, see, I can follow it, so let me look. Let's see what's going on here. Let me get my ruler again. Let's see what's going on. Whoops. Go straight, Robin. You got a ruler. Keep it straight, love. Keep it straight. There we go. Keep it straight. Okay, let's see. Did that work? Almost. Just don't put your finger under the knife. It seems like I really don't have accidents until I'm videoing. And then I get careless. Because I think I need to rush. And I'm learning the hard way not to rush. If you guys don't like what you're watching, you'll fast forward. You'll skip me. Oh my gosh, that's giving me a hard time. Let's see. I think it's the tape. Yeah, it is. It's the tape. Now I'm just going to take my knife and make sure I've got this cut down right. And let's see. That looks pretty good. That looks good. And that could use a little sanding. I'll get my little sanding tool. That's not it. That's not it. Huh, third one's a charm. I'm just gonna sand that off. Now, if you don't have a little sanding tool, just let me know. I have the papers. I have lots of them. I'll send you some. You can put it on your dauber and use it. Yeah. That's what I do. I just sand the edges. Make sure they're all smooth. And sand them in here too. Make sure this is all smooth. And that looks pretty good. Oops. Got a little bit of something here. Okay, and I got a little bit of something in that corner. Little nippers. And most people wouldn't worry about that, but nope, not me. It's gotta be right. Okay, so let me turn this up. Alright, we finally got a lid frame. Alright. So now, let me get that out of the way, put my scissor away, put my knife away so I don't cut myself. That out. Oh, that's that. Ooh. It's a good piece, and it's all ready. I'm going to use that for something in this, that's for sure. That up there. It's up, pencil away. Okay. All cleaned up. Now, I want this here. And I want this right there. Okay? That's how I'm going to do it. I want to leave these edges on, and you'll see why, okay? So, let me get the tape off, and the poker thing. So maybe the rain is actually gonna stop, but we need it so bad. We haven't had rain in over a week. And with the 100+ heat index, you know, like the palms, the underneaths, you know, the little branches underneath, they're turning brown, and then you gotta cut them off. And yeah, so you know, the plants, they need the water. They really, really do. Okay. So now you see I have a little tape here and there. I just push it up. Alright, no big deal. Now I want this even. I'll get my ruler. And I'm going to put my ruler even with an edge on this paper. Paper going. This going. And yeah. And I want it, this is only an inch, so I want it just maybe an inch. Okay, so I'm putting it up against my ruler, and I'm giving it an inch, and I'm laying it down. Perfect. Alright. I'm going to take the, oh, I should have put glue on there. Oh well. It's alright. It's alright. Everything works out. Now, I did burnish this down already. So pull that piece off. Re-burnish that. Get this piece off. Push that tape up. Keep my ruler there. Get my little piece of cardboard and put it in here, and put this up against my cardboard. Make sure it's even with the ruler, and let it fall. Ooh. Oh, I caught it. Look at that. I caught it. I caught it. Boy, that doesn't happen often where you catch it. I want it just about 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to burnish this down again. Okay, so for this one, gotta cut this out. So I'm going to take my ruler, and again, I'm going to keep it just on the inside of that frame, and I'm just going to make a mark. Just on the inside, make a mark, and again, this way, and again, this way. Okay. Now I'm going to grab that little knife again. I'm going to cut that paper out. Up against the ruler. Up against the ruler. losing my eyesight here. There it is. And, you know, I'm not on the line exactly, but I'm pretty close. So, close is pretty good. You know? I like close. It's better than being too short. I'd rather be too big. Because you're not going to see all these pencil marks. You know, you can go ahead and erase everything if you want, if you're that picky, but you're not going to see them. Alright, let's see. That cut? Yes, it did. There we go. Perfect. Now I want to do corner to corner. Like this. Corner to corner. Okay. Corner to corner.
What are you gonna do? Eat what?
Corner to corner. Sorry, that was my husband. He's making sure I'm gonna eat, so I'm gonna have to take a break and go eat, because that's pretty important for me. And I have to gain back about 10 pounds. So, eating, and I can't eat a lot at one time, so you know, eat little meals, and he does keep an eye on that. Alright, so you see what I just did? Now I'm going to fold these back. Fold them back. I'm pulling it away from that cardboard. I'm really pulling it up against this cardboard, I should say, up against it. I'll take my little thingy here. I'm going to burnish that down. So, you know, it's pretty much the same as if you were going to make something for your journal, only we're making it in the top of a box. Alright, so there we are. There we are. We want that good and burnished. Alright, now we're going to glue these down. And before we fold the rest of this over, I'm going to put a piece of acetate on here. Alright, so let me get these glued down. I'm going to grab a piece of acetate. I'm going to get a bite to eat, and I'll be right back. Okay, rain seems to have subsided again. So, let's get back to what we're doing. Okay, so now we want to do these corners again. And this is a good way to do it. Take a piece of the chipboard and just go across. Take a piece of chipboard and wait, hold up. This is the bottom. We're just going to keep this even. We're going to cut that right about there. We're going to cut that right about there. Okay? You'll see why in a minute. Let me think about this a minute. Okay. Let me put this here. Make a line. Now, I want to cut this. I don't want to cut this part. This the side. I want to cut this way. But I'm not going to go to that edge. Right? Put my chipboard up and just give me a roundabout. Let me erase this so don't get confused. Put my chipboard up. And just make little thing. This is the bottom. This is the part that's going to attach. Oh, I can take all these clips off now. There. Look at that glue. It's all dry, all stiff. That looks really square. I'm very pleased with it. I do have a little nubby there. So I'm just going to take my scissor. Just going to nip that off. That looks good. Looks good. Looks good. It all looks good. Okay. So now this right here will attach to the back of this. But we're going to extend that. Alright? So, we want to extend it forward. I have my scrap piece. I want to reinforce it and extend it. In good old scrapbook style, I'm just going to fold it and know where my end is. There it is. Make that a little straighter. And it doesn't have to be this long. I'm just, you know, take my scissor and I'm just going to clip the edge of this off. Okay? And then I have a piece ready to glue on here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to take my little nippers and I'm just going to skew this a little bit. And as you see, I'm not going all the way to the corner. Turn and cut that off. Get my big scissors and we're going to cut that off. There we go. Okay. And it doesn't matter if these match up or not because they're on the inside. Go to that corner. And I'm just gonna cut it just a little bit on an angle. Not much. Just a little bit. Okay, do you see that? Just a little bit of an angle. Just a little bit. Not much. Alright. So now I'm gonna take the sides, bend them up.
Going early. Keep that in. You're not gonna be able to keep that.
I'm just bending that up. And then this is the lid. Gonna bend that up. And I'm gonna get my musher and mush it down. This, mush it down. Burnish. That's the proper word, right? Burnish, not mush. That's a Robin word. Mush it. Mush it good. All right. And by measuring that whole thing and making sure my paper, it's not going over the edge. So when you look at the front, you cannot see any of the spring. But before I glue this down, I'm going to put a piece of acetate in here. Oops, that's the back. I am going to fold that up, just so I know where it is. Okay, I'm going to put a piece of acetate in there. Grab that. Now, you don't have to use acetate. You can keep the lid solid. or you can use a piece of plastic. You can use, I've used even laminating sheets. I'm going to get a piece of, this is actually 0.007 thickness. It's a good for stencils and stuff like that. I got 50 of them. I got this through Amazon. And I've had this for a lot, at least 3 years, as long as I've been doing this. So, yeah. All right. So now I want to measure my acetate, and I leave the plastic on there so it doesn't get dirty. And I take a marker. Markers are your friend with acetate. I want this acetate to go here to here. Get my trimmer. And let's cut that. Come on, trimmer. I don't get the trimmer out very often anymore. I used to use it constantly, but not so much. Alright, there's my line. Get it lined up here. And what I love about the Fisker trimmer is there's a wire in here. You can really see that you got it lined up right. No mistakes. Okay, now I need to cut this. Yes. Alright. So, don't throw this away. This is good stuff. You never throw it away, alright? Trimmer out of the way. Now, if you have the art glitter glue, that works the best with the acetate. I have never used the Aleene's with this. Never. And I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to try it. What I'm going to do is use my Old Faithful art glitter glue. If you have double-sided tape, you can use that. But just keep your glue away from, come on Art, let's cooperate. Keep your glue away from the inside so it doesn't smear out, because this glue will spread on the acetate. Oh, come on, Art. Arthur, there we go. There we go. Now she's coming out. I'm just spreading this, but not getting near the inside. It's a slow process with Arthur today. He's not pushing the glue out very fast. That's okay. You don't need a lot of this art glitter glue, believe me. Alright, so now I'm going to take my acetate and I'm just going to center it. Put it on here. Perfect. And a little squeegee. And I'm pushing it out. I'm pushing it out. I do not want that glue to go to the inside. Okay? Let's see. And there we have it. Perfect. So now, I'm going to take my paper off. So I'm going to put it back on because I like to keep the acetate really clean. but I'm gonna glue this and this, okay? Again, I'm gonna use my art glitter glue. And this time, I'm going to go right up against this chipboard, like I did with the other glue. And I'm only doing the sides and along the top. And because it's art glitter glue, I'm only going to do one side at a time. And squeegee. That's squeezed in there. Now let's do this side. And yes, it's still raining, but at least you can hear me. It's not pouring. So what's your weather like? Having a good weather day? Or are you going through a heat wave too? No. Now remember, if you put a lot of glue on, be careful spreading it. It will go onto that acetate. Okay? So don't get crazy with the glue. You can always add a little more if you have to, but if you get crazy with it, you're going to be cleaning the acetate with the alcohol. And that is a smeary, messy fun, but it can be done. I've done it. That's why I keep telling you to be careful, because I've done it. Okay. Go. Smush it. Alright, am I worried about this? No, because I'm going to put paper over it. Now I want to bend that up. I'm going to take my little squeegee, get it in there, get it look nice and professional. I'm going to turn this over, just like I did on the cover, very lightly. I'm going over the edge. What this does, it makes it look more professional. It squares that edge to the chipboard. And it doesn't look amateurish. Amateurish, is that a word? I think it is. Okay, I should have done the frame before. I put the acetate in there. I am going to attempt to do the frame very carefully. Frame is done. Now we just need to attach it. And I don't think I need to add the paper on. I don't think I need to. Okay, so this is how it's going to attach. Like this. And I'm going to put magnets under here, probably 3 or 4. You can use Velcro. You can put a little lock on here if you have the metal. But yeah, this lid doesn't fit perfectly because I'm not a perfect person. But you know what? It's pretty good. It's setting down inside a little. That's fine. You have to remember, we are crafters. We are not perfectionists. We are crafters. But this is really looking pretty good. Pretty good. So there. So now, before you attach that lid, all right, my suggestion is to decide what papers you want to use and to do all your decorating. I'm going to put my paper back on here to keep it clean. You know, because all this is going to be showing when you open the box. So this all needs to be covered with whatever papers you're using, except for this flap. This flap is going to get attached to the back. But whatever papers you're using, if you cover it, bring it down and make it even with the flap, because you're going to push it down into that chipboard, and then this will be your hinge. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, let me know. Paper there. Put this paper here. You're going to want to cover the whole inside of your box and around the edges. You may want to do the bottom. I don't know. But this is where you have a whole week to get your box ready, get it all decorated, make it all purdy. Is that a word? And yeah, then attach your back, but make sure you put your magnets or whatever closure, and you also do it on the outside. Now I'm going to use, look at your box, see which side you want to use for the front. I'm going to use this for the front. So before I put my designer paper on, I'm going to put my magnets on. And how I do that is, before I put my designer paper on, I'm going to put my magnets on. Alright? First, I'm going to decorate this whole box. I'm going to attach the back. I'm going to have my designer paper ready for the lid, because that's going to attach to here. You need to have your magnets lined up so that they'll catch, okay? That's important. So, get your box decorated and decide what kind of closure. Yeah, and that's it. Post your progress. Post it to the group. Pound RRCC. We'll do pound RRCC memory. Okay? And that'll let me keep track of who's doing what and where you're at. Any issues, any problems, any questions, just private message me or message me here on YouTube. I will get back to you. Okay? I love you all. I thank you for watching part 1 and look forward to part 2. See you next week. Bye-bye. Robin checking out.